Hey, today I'm hooking up my SiriusXM satellite radio SXV 300 Connect Vehicle Tuner. I already have the stereo removed, the double-din radio. This is a 2008 Chrysler Town & Country. I'll put a link in above so you can see how I took it out. I have a video on that. This is basically what comes in the box. This is the tuner, which plugs into the back of the radio. On the rear of the radio, there's a port that plugs into, and the tuner basically scrambles the signal or unscrambles the signal from the satellite in order to play it on your stereo. And then this is an antenna that connects to the tuner, and they recommend putting this on the outside of your vehicle, the antenna. It has a magnet which will basically stick to the roof of your car. Or what you can do is, I bought off of Amazon, it was like $7, $6 something. It's a metal plate. This is what I bought off of Amazon. It comes as a package of 4. They're metal plates. What I'm going to attempt to do is use this metal plate, stick it to the far port of my dashboard, just below the windshield, and then the antenna will stick to the metal plate, because I don't like the idea of having that on the outside of the vehicle, on the roof. Some idiot will wind up pulling it off on you or something. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Something else I was thinking, the original stereo, the double-din radio that came from the factory in this vehicle, it does have the satellite antenna built in. So what I'm going to try and do is see if I can plug the tuner into the rear of the new double-din stereo, and then plug the other end of the tuner directly into the satellite antenna that came with the vehicle, and I'll see if that works. If not, then I'll go to plan B, which is to attach the antenna up on the dashboard. Okay, that's a view of my dashboard up by the windshield, and this is the metal plate I was talking about earlier, and this is the actual antenna for the SiriusXM. If you listen and see, the magnet on the back of this will clamp down on the metal plate, and as you can see, it'll hold it in place. So with the tuner came this alcohol prep pad. I'm just going to open that up and wipe down the area over here with the pad just to clean it off, and then I'm going to take the backing off of this and stick it down over here, and then put the antenna onto that. Okay, I have my alcohol pad. I'm gonna wipe it down over here. Just get any residual dirt off of there. Ooh, there's a lot actually. I thought I kept a clean car. Okay. Just give that a couple of minutes and let it dry. Okay, that's all dry. Now we're just going to take off the backing on the metal plate. And I'm going to adhere that right over here. Just apply a little bit of pressure to it for a couple of minutes. Okay. And now we can take our antenna and just fix it right there. What I did, I took the tuner that's plugged into the back of the radio that we plugged in, that box, I just fed it in and snaked it in behind the stereo, and then I took the wire from the antenna and plugged it into the tuner, the port on the tuner. What I'm going to have to do is unravel this to get some more slack on the wire so I could tuck this wire either in behind the stereo, or what I might be able to do is leave the wire up here and close this lid. There should be enough clearance for me. In your case, you might have to, snake it in and put the excess wire behind the stereo. And then you could either use zip ties to, keep the wires together, or even, black ties that came with the tuner. You can use those to wrap around wires if you need to, keep them together and keep them snug. I uncoiled a couple of strands of this wire, and I was able to have enough slack that I tucked the bulk of the wire underneath this cabinet area. And what I'm going to do now is close this just to give you an idea. There's a little piece of wire that shows here, but nothing much I can do about that. The antenna should have a clear signal to the satellite, unobstructed. And what I'm going to do now is put the radio back in the receiving hole here. I'm not going to connect, the screws and all the dashboard work back together yet until I call the satellite company, SiriusXM, and make sure it activates properly. Okay, I put my stereo into the dashboard just to make sure all the connections were working, and I turned on my stereo to the SiriusXM feature on my stereo, and this came up on the screen. Basically, it's a SiriusXM preview channel. I'm not getting paid by SiriusXM for this video, or I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just wanted to show you what you see and how to do this. Now, right where my thumb is, by that like bowling pin icon almost, there's a number. I believe you need that number when you call SiriusXM to activate your satellite. Or if that number doesn't work, then the number that you wrote down earlier from your SiriusXM tuner that we just installed on the back of the radio, there's a number on there, as I mentioned. You might need that number as well. So now's the point. You want to go in, call SiriusXM, and activate your satellite. Now just think, by doing this yourself, hooking up the satellite tuner, the antenna, activating your satellite radio, you probably saved yourself at least a couple $100 by doing this. So good job, give yourself a pat on the back. As a final note, I called SiriusXM, activated the satellite radio, which is working. It's working, which is good. So I put all the dashboard components back together. Everything's set up. So we should be good to go. If you want to leave a comment, I'd appreciate it. I'd like to get your feedback. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you want, you can hit the icon for the bell. This way you'll get notified of new videos I put out. I'll be putting out videos every Friday, and consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it. Alright, have a great day. I'll see you on the next video.